amongst others. So this was launched in 2023, 29th March by former DSC Secretary, Professor Ashutosh Sharma. And since then, we have had very successful 5 sessions for civil services, cracking MBA, cracking GATE. And today we look forward to welcoming IIT Jammu on board. And along with me, the coordinator is Mr. Narendra Madan. He is PanIIT EC member and also the former president of 60,000 strong IIT Delhi Alumni Association. He is 95 batch mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi.
75.
Yes, 1975 batch from IIT Delhi. Very, very enthusiastic person. And he is very strongly supporting me in this initiative. And I welcome the panelists for today, esteemed panelist, Mr. Pradeep Gupta. He is from IIT Delhi. And Mr. Sanjeev Nikor, he passed out way back from IIT BHU. And also welcoming Mr. Professor Rakesh Singhai. Now, I would request with this background, Professor Rakesh, if you could kindly present the welcome address for today, sir. Sir, you are on mute, Professor Rakesh. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Gitanjali. Welcome all the luminaries, I would say. And, I think it's a wonderful initiative on part of PanIIT because the students, I can tell you, the biggest anxiety that all the students have is, about the career, about the placement, not really so much about the placements, I would say. In fact, about the career opportunities and what's happening. And in fact, we also have a situation that, 80% of the people land up in software jobs, and primarily because although they want to go into their core specialization, but somehow the salary differential is so big that, ultimately they tend to go toward the software. So I think, learning from the experiences, all of you have been in the industry, and it is going to be very interesting for students. And I think they will get a proper perspective because I keep telling them, I said, look, it doesn't matter where you start. It's really the angle which makes a difference. So ultimately, you might start at a lower level, but if you are in the right direction, if you have passion, you really like it, I'm sure, there is no barrier to where you can reach. So I think we'll all, in fact, including me, I think we'll all benefit from your experiences and advice to our students. So Mr. Pradeep Gupta, Mr. Narendra Mohan, who has to...
Narendra Madan.
Narendra Madan. Yeah, sorry, Narendra Madan. I'm so sorry. I'm also, by the way, I'm IIT Kanpur 78, a mechanical engineer like you. Okay. And I spent...
But Rakesh, I'm even older than you. I'm 75 from Delhi.
Yeah. So, and in fact, I was in industry throughout my life. This is my second innings, actually. I did my PhD after retirement at 58, and then
that's great.
Yeah. So I am certainly, I can understand that the students are going to benefit tremendously from your advice, because I keep talking to them about they should look at what will happen in 2030 and not really focus on exactly on a yearly basis what's happening. Thank you very much once again that you could take your time out for this interactive session. And I encourage students, I hope you will give us time, and students, I encourage them to ask questions. Don't be afraid of whether your question makes sense or not. Whatever your fears are, go ahead and ask them. You won't get a better panel than this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Rakesh. And now to start the session, I can see I can see excitement among the students. So starting with Mr. Sanjeev Nikor. Mr. Nikor is 1982 batch mechanical engineering from IIT BHU. He is an accomplished senior management professional with more than 35 years of experience in management consulting and IT industries. He has worked with HCL Technologies for more than 25 years, senior corporate VP. He's been with Tech Mahindra for more than 3 years as President Strategic Initiatives. From 2020, he is program manager at the School of Inspired Leadership. And he also happens to be the president of IIT BHU Alumni Association Delhi chapter. Warm welcome, Sanjeev ji. I'm also very pleased to welcome Mr. Pradeep Gupta. He is from 1975 batch Mechanical Engineering IIT Delhi. He has his
Sorry, he's electrical.
Okay, electrical. Okay, I'm correcting myself. You always used to say it's from my batch, so I made
He's my bachelor as well as hostel mate, but he's electrical.
Okay, 75 batch electrical engineering from IIT Delhi. He has his MBA from IIM Calcutta, 1977. He is chairman and MD of Cyber Media Group. He is industry veteran of 40 plus years and is highly reputed in IT industry. He's co-founder of Indian Angel Network. He is on the chair of the Alumni Trust. He's on the board of IIM Calcutta Innovation Park. He's been the past president of PanIIT India and Association of Indian Magazines, on the board of IIT Mandi. He's also been the president of IIT Delhi Alumni Association, is the recipient of Distinguished Alumni Award of IIT Delhi. Very, very warm welcome, Pradeep ji. And now I would request Narinder ji to take over and conduct the session. Narinder ji, over to you.
Thank you, Kitan. As usual, you always leave me midway. मुझे भी किसी एंकर की जरूरत होती है. But anyway, thank you very much for the nice introduction you have done for everybody. And so we start from here. So I'll ask Sanjeev to take the lead and just share an experience during your professional career. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Narinder. Very daunting task to be the first speaker, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm sure.
But you know, I had
with a
a
veteran
little
like you can handle it everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So without much ado, let me kind of, share some of my thoughts and experiences, So first thing is that, I think this is a session where we are going to give some career advice and how people should prepare for either placements or for whatever career they are looking at. So first of all, looking back at my career or looking at some of the careers that I have seen being very successful, I am not that successful, but I've seen many more people being very successful. What I kind of realized and what I want to share is that I think to the students, particularly who are in this session, my number one advice, straight coming to the point, would be make your choice early in your career, whatever you want to do. Okay. I give example of my own daughter, who's now quite she's created some kind of a name also for herself, in the economics area. She decided way back in school that she's in her 11th and 12th that she was going to be an economist. And she built her entire career during college, etc., trying to be what she wants to be. She wanted to get into UN or World Bank, etc., and she succeeded ultimately. So what I'm saying is, and I've seen that in many, many other successful people, that they make some early choices and they don't vacillate too much. Once they make a choice, obviously the choice has to be very considered. You got to sort of think through, introspect, take advice, whatever you need to do. But there are many choices available today. We are very fortunate that we have choices. In our times, you could either be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. you could
That was not a choice. It was just.
I mean, there was nothing more. And maybe
you were just pushed to it.
You were pushed to it. And at least 40% of us went to government jobs, right? So in our time, I mean, the choices were limited. Okay. But I think today there are many choices, but having come to IIT, pursue some kind of a technology-based career. And I must say that today technology is at the forefront of many things. right? In fact, technologists today are earning or contributing a lot more to society, and I'm raising a little controversial point compared to management graduates, So, having said that, you are in the right place at the right time, all of you. I don't know what year all of you are in. Are you in year 3, 4, 5? No. But what kind of job you want, what kind of career you want to pursue, and what you think you need to equip. Second stage then is to decide what you need to do to equip yourself. The earlier you can equip yourself, build capabilities. There are many opportunities while being in the campus. For example, I remember my own campus. Some of us wanted to. So there was a language school nearby which was teaching foreign languages. We could go in the evening and get some, knowledge of French or, some of these languages. Then, a lot of people in my college I know have started programming clubs. So people who want to get into software, they join those clubs early. There are people who specialize in core engineering. They join other kind of societies, like they join, for example, there is the electric vehicle society in our institute. So they join early and start even publishing papers. I've seen students publish papers in year 3, etc., of their graduation. Of their even undergraduation, third-year students, sophomore students publishing papers, doing projects, writing blogs. So what I'm saying is, whatever you want to do, whichever area you want to specialize on it, decide at least by the third year of engineering. I mean, don't delay. I mean, first 2 years should be experimentation. You should see what you are good at, what you're not good at, where your interests are. But I think by the time you land to third year, you should have pretty well made up your mind where you want to be. I mean, there are so many choices. Like, Dr. Gitanjali mentioned UPSC, MBA, so many things. Fine. That is all available after graduation, undergraduation. But then you decide whether you want to be a manager in life, you want to be an engineer in life, you want to be a software guy, you want to be a technologist, whatever you got to make those decisions by the time you come to year 3. That is one point. Second point is, once you make that decision, then you start looking at, you do a gap analysis. So I suggest every one of you to do a strength, weakness, opportunity, threat analysis. We call it SWOT in corporate. So understand your strengths, document your strengths. Maybe you're good in maths, maybe you're good in analytics, so that could be your strength. But you could be sort of weak in some areas, like you're weak in soft skills. Okay, you're weak in communication. Then you document that. And then you say, okay, what are the opportunities I'm looking at, right? Am I looking at, sort of a analytics career, but at the same time, I need to be strong in written communication. So then I build my skills there, right? Or I need to be strong in program management. So I build my skills there, right? And then, of course, look at, what is the environment, and understand the environment well, how the industry is shaping up. So that would be the third thing. So first, decide, which is what I call what. Then say how you will go there. So look at your capabilities. Third, you understand the environment. So there, I think a lot of us fail. We do not do enough research, or we do not do enough fact-finding, that what are some of the companies which are offering various kinds of jobs, or what are some of the capabilities companies require. So talk to your seniors, talk to some of the guys who have already employed people who may be 3, 4 years, 5 years in the industry. Not necessarily oldies like us, but younger people who have put in only 5 to 7 years of experience, but they are fresh. They will be able to tell you exactly what the employers need, right? Have sessions with them, and do some practice drills with them. So that is what I would say is the point number 3 that I would like to say. And point number 4 is, do not just focus on hard skills. That means, okay, if you want an analytics kind of job, only doing analytics will not be enough. Have some kind of capability built up also in soft skills like communication, because that is very, very important today. So I would say these are some of the things that I would like to sort of immediately share. And maybe I'll come back later, but these were on the top of my mind. Thank you so much. Yeah, I won't take too
Yeah.
much time. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. That was really nice. You have really hit the nail on the head. It's very, very important that you must focus what you really want to do. As they say in English, uh, even I'm now forgetting this. Uh, that you really need to understand what are your strengths, where you want to go, because once you're clear about these, then only you'll find the right path, and then you will go ahead along with it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sanjeev, once again, and I will now request my dear friend Pradeep, please, can we have you on the screen?
Yeah. Okay. So, friends, what I will do is that I will keep my points very, very precise and short, because I think I would like to handle a lot of Q&A and actually give replies to what specifically you have in mind. Okay. So thanks, Sanjeev, for laying out a brilliant backdrop of this entire discussion. I would just like to add a few things. Sanjeev said very important to choose the area in which you are going to be expert in. A lot of people, instead of just focusing on the area, focus on a specific job. Okay. And let me tell you, and Professor Rakesh said that, let's look at the future, what kind of jobs that are going to be there in the future. So let me tell you that whatever is the top job of 2040 has not been invented today. Okay. So you don't know what are going to be the hot jobs in 2040. Okay. When we were graduating, the jobs which became hot in the 80s and 90s did not exist at that time. Okay, people who graduated in 80s and 90s, the jobs in 2000 did not exist at that time, right? And the same is always the sort of a case which is there. Those jobs don't exist. Perhaps in 2040, the hottest job may be somebody who creates AI prompts, right? You don't know what those jobs are going to be, right? For example, today the hot things which are there are digital officers, information security officers. 15 years back, these jobs didn't exist. All right. So look at the area, not at the job. That is one thing that I want to leave you with. Second thing I wanted to talk about is that yes, you should have skills, and the fact that you are from IIT Jammu, then therefore there is a basic level of skills that I'm sure all of you possess. But more important than skills is attitude. Okay, time and again, survey after survey of employers show that what really gets valued is not just skills, but it is attitude. Okay. And therefore, what Sanjeev said, that get involved in other activities, extracurricular activities, become a well-rounded person, because what is most important when we are interviewing, when I'm talking to somebody, is that I want to see what is the attitude of this person. Okay. So this is something that please keep in mind. A lot of people, once again, focus on jobs, focus on the skills and not on attitude, but attitude is far more important. The third point I want to make is that when you are going through your interviews and so on, be honest. Okay, be true to yourself. A lot of people will mug up replies which you will get from all variety of books and stuff like that. I know as an interviewer, in 5 minutes I know what is crap and what is the truth, right? So be honest to yourself, because the strength of truth is always so strong. And if you have belief in what you are saying, then that is something that will work out absolutely beautiful. So be honest. That is the next point I want to leave with. And one tip I want to give you regarding the actual job interview, which is research the company where you are interviewing. Okay, lots of people just go and they don't research the company, they don't have that background, therefore they do not know what kind of questions to expect and what kind of discussions to have, and therefore that is yet another thing that I would like to leave with. Okay, uh, so with those few things, I will stop now and take questions as and when they come.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Pradeep. Yeah, that was really nice. And I think the first point you made was very, very relevant. Today, I don't know what the industry will need probably 10 years later on. I still remember, when we entered IIT in the 70s, what was the preferred, what you call discipline was electrical number one, chemical number two, mechanical number three, textile number four, and civil number five. That was the trend. I mean, the people who were at the bottom, they had no option but to go for the civil. But I still remember when we passed out in 1975, who got the first job? The guy who got the first job from our hostel, I still remember his name was Pradeep Chaudhary, a civil engineer. So that, see, you can't look into future with a very high accuracy. But as Pradeep rightly said, once you decide the area instead of focusing on the job, then you're on the right track. Then you know how you can shift from one aspect of a discipline to another one. Yeah. Okay, I think we can have the session a little later on. And Sanjeev, would you like to come back?
Uh,
Or shall we start the question
okay.
answer? What do you suggest? If you have something more to add,
Do
maybe
question
after.
answers and then build on it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So,
We can
students,
do
everyone to
question. We Q&A.
yeah,
Yeah, we can do Q&A.
yeah,
yes,
yeah. I think we can all, you can send your question in the chat to
yes,
all
sir.
the.
So we have the first question, sir.
Padmini, you will take care of that. I'll be only listening to it. Fine.
Yes, sir. So this
Thank you.
question is from Ishan. I'm a civil engineer. Should I try for CS jobs in future if I want to move to the civil core industry? Will my old CS experience matter?
Yes.
You want me
Pradeep,
to
would you
answer?
like? Sanjeev, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that there's no harm trying for CS jobs, but you must be very clear in your mind that this is something that you want to pursue, and this is the kind of CS jobs you are interested in. And I think moving back to civil core is not an issue because today technology is everywhere. One thing I'd like to say is that today almost every industry, 50% of the jobs are related to digital area, are related to AI, are related to having those kind of skills. So as long as you can pick up those skills while in the CS industry, I think having some kind of computer science, programming, data analytics, that kind of background will actually add feathers to your cap. And today mobility is very much possible. That is something that I have also seen. Because I have moved from core to CS and then CS to core back. Okay, so I have done those kind of movements, right? So I don't see that would be a problem. Yeah.
Okay, just to very quickly add to what Sanjeev said, the big jobs are going to get created on the intersection of two multiple disciplines. Okay, so that's where the future lies. Civil engineer and computer science, huge amount of possibilities exist there in terms of everything getting digital. Yeah. Next question.
So the next question is, what is your opinion on recession? How long do you believe it's going to last? Even the mass recruiters have been reluctant in picking students other than CSE branch.
Okay, so this is cyclical. This happens once every 4-5 years that you go through this kind of a cycle. And, you know, I mean, it's not that companies just stop their hiring. They do reduce their hiring, and I do understand that. But it is something that is a temporary kind of a thing and will change, you know, given the past trends that have always been there.
Yeah, I would like to endorse Pradeep on that. I have seen that my life last 40 years, growth, recession, growth. So cyclical is the right description. And I don't think you need to worry about it too much. Maybe a couple of years later, it'll come back.
और मैं एक और बात बोलूंगा कि अगर ये है कि अगर किसी वजह से वो जॉब वगैरह अभी अगर नहीं मिल रहा तो जरा मास्टर्स कर लो, कुछ और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट का कोई कर लो, प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ फॉर द बिग वेव बाय व्हिच टाइम यू विल बी फार मोर इक्विप्ड. तो वो करनी चाहिए बिल्कुल.
And I think there is always a job for a skilled person. I must say that the more you can improve your competence and your skills, there will always be a job for you. Maybe it'll come a little later, but don't worry, it'll be there.
I think what Sanjeev said is very right, and also what Pradeep said was very right. See, look, you are getting paid for what you know, not from the institute you come from. I mean, we have seen in a life. I mean, I don't know whether this is the right example or not here, but look at your own Prime Minister here. He's not a graduate here, but he has, by his sheer hard work, he has come up to that. He has been adding things to it. It's not that he has not been adding things to himself here. That's the only way for you to, keep moving in the life. Yes, Padman.
The next question is, should I do MBA right after my graduation, or should I get some suitable job experience first?
तो हमारे जमाने में तो लोग immediately चले जाया करते थे बिना job experience के, but
this is my favorite.
That scenario has changed. Today, most MBAs they prefer कि I hope it is okay if I speak in mixed language. Not an issue, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think everybody.
Okay, so MBA हम लोग immediately चले जाया करते थे, लेकिन अब जो है MBA institutes themselves prefer कि आपके पास कुछ experience होना चाहिए. So therefore, it is good to go into the industry, get some experience, and then do an MBA. It also helps you, understand business. खाली books पढ़ के जो है business का idea नहीं होता. तो अगर 2 साल तक अगर काम किया हुआ है आपने बिजनेस के अंदर और फिर एमबीए करें तो फिर वो काफी सारी चीजें जो हैं they start falling in.
I would just like to add a caveat to that. I also did my MBA after a couple of years of experience. Don't wait too long, but if you actually wait 4-5 years, then your employability after MBA gets affected. I'm just sort of talking from experience. I've seen many MBAs after, who are, because they don't get shortlisted immediately by employers. Okay. So 2 to 3 years experience is something that I would say is a good benchmark.
Right.
So thank you, Ishan, for saying कि Hindi is better. तो ठीक है, वो mixed language में हम लोग बात करेंगे आप सबों से. एक request और है. Can I just request कि one of the girls must ask a question?
Yeah, yeah.
ठीक है. तो आप लोग डालिए अगला सवाल और बिल्कुल किसी न किसी लेडी स्टूडेंट का हमारे पास क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए.
The next question is from Mr. Sumit Chaudhary. If a person has strength in a particular field, say X, but is interested in some other field Y, but is weak in that field, or say not much efficient in that field, but he has interest and passion in that field. So should he leave that field in which he had interest and force himself to go into that X field in which he has strength, efficiency, but not much of interest?
एक सेकेंड अगर स्ट्रेंथ है और पैशन नहीं है और वीकनेस है और पैशन है, ये मेरे को ये कॉम्बिनेशन समझ में नहीं है।
I
अगर
agree
आप
with you,
पैशनेट
Sati.
हैं, अगर आप किसी एरिया के बारे में पैशनेट हैं, तो यू विल बी गुड एट इट। ओके,
Yes.
यू विल इंश्योर दैट यू आर गुड एट इट। ऑलराइट, इंसिडेंटली मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूं कि इन द 80s and 90s, you know, computer science started coming up in a big way. डिजिटल होने लगी चीजें, कंप्यूटर्स आने लगे, और तब जो है कहीं सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर्स वगैरह कोई ट्रेन ही नहीं करता था। आईआईटी दिल्ली के अंदर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग जरूर थी, कंप्यूटर साइंस का कोर्स ही नहीं था 75 तक। ओके, therefore there were very few people who were there were very few people who were equipped to sort of understand computers. But whether it was from civil engineering, this engineering, that engineering, mechanical engineering, all people moved into computers because they were interested, they had passion, they gathered skills. The entire strength of software export in this country was not set up by the software engineers. It was set by engineers who were from other disciplines.
Hey, Pradeep, what you said was very right. I mean, अगर आप किसी भी चीज के लिए पैशनेट है, क्या मतलब उसके मतलब पैशनेट है? अगर आप उसको अगर लाइक नहीं करते हो, उसके बारे में सब चीज नहीं जानते हो, you can't be passionate about it. Yeah. So
No, I think
अगर
I
आप
also
passionate,
agree. I also agree. Follow the passion rather
follow the
than,
passion.
yeah, follow the passion. I would also, sort of bat for that. Yeah.
And learn it. I mean, if you think there are gaps, which it's probably a perceived gaps here, not a real gaps here. Try and understand what are those perceived gaps are there. Try to bridge them and go ahead with that, because then it will tell you there'll be enough energy in you to take you to your goals. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say.
मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दूंगा। मैंने इंजीनियरिंग करी, उसके बाद एमबीए किया, लेकिन फिर बिजनेस जो है वो मैगजीन का किया। ठीक है,
Yeah, yeah.
मेरा पैशन था।
I will add, मैंने पहले पीएचडी कर ली, उसके बाद मैंने एमबीए किया, और उसके बाद मैंने टीचिंग छोड़ के कंसल्टेंसी स्टार्ट कर ली। तो वो कई बार पीपल डोंट इवन एग्री, अरे यार पीएचडी के बाद एमबीए कौन करता है?
Yeah. I think follow your passion. That is very important.
Exactly.
So we'll move on to the next question. It is, which is more important, CGPA or skill? And how much CGPA role in on campus or off campus job? Very interesting.
Maybe I'll take this because I had talked about the fact that attitude is far more important. So CGPA is definitely important from a certain sort of a cut-off level. क्या होता है कि जब वो आती है कोई कंपनी आपके कैंपस में, तो वो कंपनी जो है वो यूजुअली प्लेसमेंट सेल को बोलेगी कि भैया मेरे को जो है फलाने सीजीपीए से ऊपर के लोग भेजो। ओके, तो इसलिए वो सीजीपीए जो है इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाता है। बट अल्टीमेटली जब इंटरव्यू होता है तो इट इज योर attitude that counts the most. Your skills are something which count the maximum in any kind of a real interview, until and unless you are, because by the way I've gone through it. मैंने एक भाभा एटॉमिक रिसर्च सेंटर का इंटरव्यू दिया था आईआईटी दिल्ली में। ओके, उसमें जो है सिवाय एक सवाल के कि तुम्हारा नाम क्या है, उसके अलावा सारे सवाल जो थे वो सब टेक्निकल। ओके, तो उनको जहां पे किसी को वही रिक्वायरमेंट है वो जरूर चीज है, लेकिन बाय एंड लार्ज मतलब 99% ऑफ द जॉब्स के अंदर सीजीपीए विल बी जस्ट यूज्ड एज अ कट।
I also agree. I agree 100% here. I can give you my own example. Till second year, my CGPA is very bad. Then at the end of third year, I started realizing, हमारा 5 year का course था हमारे time पे. I started realizing when I got into department somewhere midway in my graduation that भाई अगर कुछ decent CGPA नहीं हुआ तो कहीं के नहीं रह जाएंगे. So somewhere I kind of convinced the topper of my class to share notes with me or whatever. I started doing some favors for him. So my CGPA started improving, and ultimately I did have some decent cutoff, but I got 3 jobs in the campus. Okay. So jobs wise, I outscored everybody, but CGPA wise, I was mid in my class. So I hope that gives you some kind of a benchmark, or some kind of scale.
संजीव, आई एग्री विद यू. देखो, ऐसी चीज है, अगर आपको कहीं भी जाना है, अगर आपको ट्रेन में भी चढ़ना है तो तुम्हें एक टिकट चाहिए होती है ना. हर चीज के लिए एक गेट पास की जरूरत होती है भाई. अगर आपके पास गेट पास नहीं है तो आप अंदर नहीं जा सकते, चाहे वो गाड़ी का प्लेटफॉर्म हो, गाड़ी हो, या फिर कोई जॉब के लिए कुछ हो. तो सीजीपीए इंपॉर्टेंट होता है उसके लिए.
और सीजीपीए मेरा ये व्यू है कि फर्स्ट 2 जॉब्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, उसके बाद करियर में सीजीपीए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता.
अब आप एक बार अगर ट्रेन में चढ़ गए हो तो
चढ़
उसमें
गए.
कौन से कंपार्टमेंट में जाना है वो आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. क्योंकि टिकट भी आपके पास है, आप अपग्रेड भी कर सकते हैं. अगर आप प्लेटफॉर्म लेके चढ़े हैं तो अगर आपको एसी की चाहिए या सेकंड एसी की चाहिए या जो भी जहाँ की भी चाहिए मिल जाएगी वो फिर.
Absolutely. See, once you have, I think we can go ahead.
So we'll go ahead to the next question. It's how can we enhance the placement as per the present scene? If the company wants experienced candidates, then how can we get a chance to start our career?
So one simple way is that prepare your biodatas as per your experience and skill and send them in advance to the companies. So I think the placement coordinators need to work very hard out here and work very smart. They need to understand in a particular batch, what are the mix of skills, who has got what skills, who has got what experience, in what area. And if you can market that well and position your teammates, with the companies that you want to get to the campus, and you can start even mapping those companies and approaching them in advance. You have to show interest, man. You have to show passion that your institute wants to be at the forefront and your institute is hungry for a good career and you want that company in your campus. So based on the mix of skills and experience in your batch, start creating profiles in advance, and start shipping out those kind of placement brochures with everybody's profiles, background, experience to recruiters in advance, and look at what are your dream companies, approach them, somewhere create see, one way or the other, you have to approach them, and find a way of reaching out to the HR guys there, to the recruitment people there, to the head of those companies, through your alumni, through various other connections. But if you are not clear about what kind of offerings you have to give, in the sense that what kind of people you have to offer to that company will never come or never get attracted. I hope I am.
Yes, Padmini.
Okay, sir.
Padmini,
So next
can we have
question
the
is from nahin, sir. Haan. Next question is from Sanjeev. Sir, I did my BSc in non-medical with electronics as a major subject. After that, I did a certificate course in drone manufacturing and assembly from IIT Jammu. But मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है करूं क्या सर. जम्मू में तो इस फील्ड में जॉब मिलती नहीं और बाहर तो नहीं सैलरी ने है जिससे स्टेबल लाइफ हो सके. Sir, I think if I'm clear, or I can ask Sanjeev to pose his question directly. Sanjeev, if you can just tell, ask your question. You raised your hand also, I guess. संजीव आपको पूछना है तो पूछ लो और इज इट क्लियर सर?
नहीं, हाँ, the question is clear.
ठीक है सर.
क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर. तो एक्चुअली ये अच्छा है अगर आपने मेडिकल एरिया में भी किया हुआ है और ड्रोन में भी किया हुआ है, बिकॉज वन ऑफ द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ ड्रोन is going to be how do you deliver medicines in different places and so on, and as per different kind of conditions also, because sometimes drugs require different kind of conditions in which they can be transported from one place to another, especially emergency drugs. So it's a good area, and yes, you are right कि हो सकता है इसके अंदर जम्मू के अंदर आपको इतना स्कोप नहीं होगा, लेकिन शुरू करना है, you have to move to another city, और उसके अंदर अगर इनिशियली राकेश जी ने बोला था कि जस्ट डोंट लुक एट कि इमीडिएट क्या सिचुएशन है, यू हैव टू सी कि few years later what you will be doing. So that is more important. So even if you have to start small in some manner or the other, don't shy away from that.
देखो, हर चीज के लिए कहीं ना कहीं तो सेक्रीफाइस करना ही पड़ता है. हर चीज तो हमें अपने हिसाब से नहीं मिलती है जिंदगी में. अगर हम सभी यही सोच के बैठे हैं कि जब तक मुझे मेरे शहर के अंदर जॉब मिलेगा नहीं, तो मुझे लगता है मुझे ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडस्ट्रीज को बंद करना पड़ेगा फिर यार. तो देखो, अगर आपको कुछ चाहिए, अगर मुझे बर्फ देखनी है तो मुझे पहाड़ों में जाना ही पड़ेगा. मैं बम्बई में बैठ के ये नहीं सोच सकता कि हमें बर्फ गिरते हुए का नजारा देखनी है. तो ऐसा मत सोचो. जहां भी आपको अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है, अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है तो गो अहेड विद दैट.
डोंट वरी अबाउट थोड़ी सैलरी, बिकॉज वो बढ़ेगी ना. अगर अच्छा काम करोगे तो बढ़ेगी, वो वहीं पे थोड़ी रहेगी.
एंड यू आर द राइट पर्सन. आप देखो, आने वाले समय में मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी का जो प्रोडक्ट्स है वो भी दे विल बी मोर रिक्वायर्ड नाउ. अभी हमारे टाइम में वी कुड मैनेज विद ओन, बिकॉज बहुत लिमिटेड होता था. आज जो सोसाइटी है या जो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स हो गई है कि टुडे एवरीबडी इज टॉकिंग ना मल्टीटास्किंग. Multitasking is what? I mean, you can do two things differently at the same time. It's going to be product which will be doing multiple things. So medical में और drone को mix करके आपको किसी न किसी को कुछ बताना पड़ेगा. So don't worry.
Question हो गया. Sir, the next question is, sir, does academic gap between BTech and MTech matters in the placement scenario?
एक जमाने में होती थी, अब तो कोई नहीं. अब तो लोग गैप ईयर लेते हैं और कहते हैं कि भैया आई वाज डूइंग पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट, आई वाज विजिटिंग यूरोप, आई वाज डूइंग सम पैशंस ऑफ माइंड. एम्प्लॉयर्स अब समझते हैं ये चीज को कि लोग जो हैं लेते हैं गैप्स, और हो सकता है उसके अंदर वो अपने कोई कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स की तैयारी कर रहे हो, कुछ कर रहे हो. दिस इज नाउ एक्सेप्टेड.
Sir, next question is, I think how do I get a off-campus job without experience, as most of companies ask for 1 to 2 years of experience?
आई थिंक दिस वाज आंसर्ड अर्लियर. जो
Yes, sir, I think.
आते हैं लोग कैंपस में तो यूजुअली दे नो कि दे आर गोइंग टू गेट फ्रेशर्स और पीपल विद 1 or 2 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ओनली. तो जब कंपनियां, अगर मैं कैंपस जाता हूं तो मुझे मालूम होता है कि मुझे ट्रेनीज मिलेंगे. सो दैट इज परफेक्टली फाइन.
The next question is, should MTech graduate pursue an MBA or should they continue to advance in their technical careers?
To each their own. मतलब ये कोई करियर के बारे में कोई एक डिफाइंड पाथ जो है वो नहीं होता. ओके, और होना नहीं चाहिए. नहीं तो आपको ये है कि वो डिफाइंड एरिया में कुछ भी जाएंगे, बस वही चीज थोड़ा सा करते रहेंगे. You know, if you want to do different things, if you want to grow in life, तो एक्सपेरिमेंट करो. लेकिन ये सबसे शुरू में बोला था कि किस एरिया में करना चाहते हो, क्या पैशन है तुम्हारा, क्या क्या इंटरेस्ट करता है, उस एरिया के साथ रहो. मतलब ये नहीं कि खाली नाम के वास्ते डिग्री लेने का कोई फायदा.
Moving on to next question, sir. I'm a civil engineer and I want to pursue a job in civil engineering only. But sir, I want to know how to close the LPA gap in comparison to other branches. How to tackle this problem which forces many engineers to switch to their branch.
Someone else will.
देखो बात ऐसी है ना कि तुम्हें अभी अभी यही कहा गया, तुम्हें क्या पसंद है यार, तुम दूसरों को उससे कंपेयर मत करो अपने आप को यार. आप जहां हो, अगर आपको अच्छा लगता है, if you continue to do that, if not today, maybe 5 years later, you will be in a different position. Had you changed it, it may not happen then. Okay? So don't worry. As long as you know what you want and you have created that path for yourself, I'm 101% sure you will reach your goal. Don't worry about it. There are always ups and downs in life here. So this is a part of the, as we call it, a learning. So don't worry about it. Keep pursuing what you want to do. You will definitely achieve your goals here.
You are right that there will be LPA gaps in between disciplines, and that is a reality. But in all disciplines, one has seen people becoming great successes and doing extremely well.
So I'll take the last question, sir. There's some questions which are similar to what we have already answered. So I'll take this last question. Sir, I
But-
love teaching. I used to teach my brother and sister till 12th class and now in college. I love teaching in to all my batchmates. Now I'm confused whether I should become a professor or not, as I don't have much interest in research. Don't like it, but don't hate it. But I love teaching and interacting with my juniors and other people.
राकेश जी, आप जवाब दीजिए.
Yes, he is the
Yeah, I
right
think if
person.
you love teaching, you should do that because ultimately, I started teaching because I had a passion for it. I'm enjoying it so thoroughly that if you have a passion, nothing like it. I mean, and as far as money is concerned, I think there's no limit. I mean, today if you look at all these edtech companies, they hire teachers at crore plus kind of salaries, all these quota fellows and all that. So you can imagine there's no limit. It's not that you can't make a career in teaching. If you love teaching, nothing like it. I think in fact it's a fantastic thing because one teacher creates so many good I would say citizens of the country. So sure, go ahead, do that.
या देखो, हमें ये बता दो कि ये कौन सा डिसिप्लिन है, कौन सा कैरियर पाथ है जहां पे लोग ऊंचे नहीं गए हैं यार. आप कुछ, चाहे वो पॉलिटिक्स है, चाहे वो पेंटिंग है, चाहे वो फिल्म मेकिंग है, चाहे कुछ भी है यार, मुझे यह बताइए कहाँ पे लोग ऊपर नहीं पहुंचे हैं और जो शायद इंजीनियर बने थे हमारी तरह वो उस तरह उस मुकाम पे नहीं पहुंच सके यार. ये तो डिपेंड करता है आप में कितना दम है और आप क्या पैशन क्या कहते हैं और आप कितना एफर्ट उसके अंदर लगाना चाहते हैं. मंजिलों की कभी भी कमी नहीं होती है.
There were a couple of questions on whether should I go abroad, should I pursue
Yes.
MBA from an institution abroad or from IIM. See, today I can just share with you that 40% of the graduating class from Harvard Business School is not placed. So if you think that by going to Harvard,
Sanjeev, we lost you.
Yeah.
Yes. Sanjeev, we can't hear you.
Anyway, I think just to continue that, I mean, look at all the big multinational companies in the US. Who's at the top of these? Who are the CEOs? They all are Indians. They never went to Harvard. You will find somebody who was probably in a unknown, from a probably in a unknown. My own classmate, Mr. Madan Shetty, he comes from a village which is it probably is never been put on the map. And he is today in the US holding 7 patents to himself here. So it depends exactly what you want to do, where you want to do. It doesn't matter. There are people, look at the Ambanis themselves. The Anil Ambani went to the Wharton University, which his elder brother never went. And where is Anil and where is his brother Mukesh? They both are poles apart. Hey, see, there are a lot of what you call elements which finally decides your destiny. It's not only your from where you come and from where you go. There are a lot of things which are I won't say एक karma का है, but yes, sometimes you're guided with some few things and you just go with it. You will reach your destination.
So someone has said, last question, please. I'm just taking up the questions.
But Padmini, I
Hanji
think
sir.
Sanjeev said it, and Pradeep also said it that let's let there be a girl asking this question, but we never got one from any of the ladies here.
Yes, sir. Not even a single girl has posed a question, sir. I think I should ask Rhythm. Rhythm, if you can
No,
ask a question on behalf of all the girl students.
it looks like they are much more probably smarter than the guys. Yeah,
Looks
they're
like
very
that
clear
only, sir.
about.
They don't need any mentorship.
They don't need any mentorship.
Yes. So
Uh,
before Rhythm can ask a question, let me just ask, someone has written last question, please. So this is the order. Just take it.
Let's listen to it.
Rhythm is already,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
go ahead.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
I have worked in a small company where they are not
Rhythm
providing
is
PF
asking a
facility.
question. Rhythm is asking a question.
Rhythm, you're asking question?
no, I think there's a candidate named as Rhythm. I'm not sure if he has asked question, but I thought you can pick up the last question and then I'll ask my last
And then you
question.
can ask the question on
Yeah,
behalf
yeah,
of all the female students.
definitely, definitely.
ठीक है, ठीक है. So I have the last question from Ishan is, I have worked in a small company where they are not providing PF facility. Switching to a new job in a good company requires EPF. How can I prove my old experience as a valid experience?
Old experience is never on the basis of your PF number. No,
I
वो तो
said,
there is an experience certificate, there will be a joining report, there will be a company leaving report, and so on. PF नंबर तो मतलब हम आज तक मैंने कभी
ये
किसी से
जॉब
नहीं
मिलने के बाद
किया
मिलता है ना.
पुराने जॉब का PF नंबर दे.
Rhythm, you have any question?
Yes,
Or
on behalf of all the students, let me ask a last question. Uh, as you all know that our campus placements are about to begin. So what I have seen in students that there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic among the students. So because you all are so senior people with a lot of experience, so I want you to address on how to stay calm and composed while giving the interviews and what if and how to handle the rejections. I think everybody is talking about how to crack, but we here need to sensitize the students. What if there are rejections coming up, how to take it? So I think if you all can just put forward your views uh, on this, that'll be appreciable.
Pradeep,
Sanjeev,
would you
you
like
want
to say
to go
something?
first? Go ahead, Madan, you say.
I think Ritin, it's like this that such a situation can only be handled in person. I think we talking from such a far distance where we are not be, will not be able to make a connect with the student. I think the impact will not be much. It will be much better if some of the professors or the other staff of the institute itself talk to these students in a smaller group. It will be much more beneficial, and especially to those students who got rejected in the first chance. You know, it's very very important that you should see the person you feel where what exactly and where you must hold him. Unless and until you that in person, I don't think so. We sitting so far will be able to really help it.
So, first and foremost, I would say, accept rejection. Okay. The most important thing, क्योंकि different jobs के लिए जाओगे तो कहीं ना कहीं तो rejection आएगा ही आएगा. So therefore, that is the first thing that you have to say. Acceptance. That is something which is more important. Then there are other coping mechanisms. People do yoga, people do meditation. There are different, people rely on God. So all of those things are important because those help you in alleviate anxiety. और वो जो चीजें हैं वो बिल्कुल करनी चाहिए. और मैंने शुरू में बोला था कि be honest to yourself. Okay, so that is something which is very important. आप सब लोगों ने वो 12th फेल देखी होगी, ठीक है, देखी होगी. Remember the last interview that he gives, right? Go and see it again. All right, he is honest. He says कि ठीक है जी, चीटिंग नहीं हुई थी, नहीं तो मैं पास हो जाता. People value that. Please understand this. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I think we had a very, very, very interesting discussion, and I am really grateful. And we had received this request 10 days ago, and IIT Jammu actually wrote to us that we want this session ASAP. So I had requested Pradeep ji and Mr. Nikor. I actually was after both of them that please agree and give us some time. We want to conduct this session ASAP. So I'm very happy that we could actually, we got their time, and they actually they had said that we will have to leave in between, but I'm so pleased that they both stayed for the whole session and they answered most of the questions. So today we have to close, unfortunately. And we would like to we'll like to visit your campus, and Rhythm, we would like to sign the MOU so that we can take it up further.
Definitely, ma'am.
So thank you so much.
So much.
And
I
on
would
behalf
like
of
to-
PanIIT, I am very happy. And Professor Rakesh ji, thank you for approaching us and giving us this opportunity. We assure you that in future also we will support IIT Jammu to the best of our abilities, and we have a very strong network. And very pleased to have the launch today, but we'll have a formal launch soon. When we could have the director, sir, dean, sir, and also our chairman in attendance. And I, on behalf of PanIIT, I again thank Pradeep ji and Sanjeev ji for taking out time and to be with us. Thank you so much. Narendra ji,
Gitanjali,
on behalf of IIT Jammu, I would really
can I
like
just
to- Yes,
can I
yes.
just say one thing? Can you just pass our email IDs also to the students so that if they have any queries, they can send us an email and we will be happy to answer.
I will do that. So I'll share your email ID with the Rhythm, and she can
Sure.
collate any questions or she can just share it with others. People can send their questions directly to you, sir.
Definitely. And on behalf of IIT Jammu and from the students' end, I would really like to thank you, Pradeep sir, Sanjeev sir, Debashish sir, Narendra sir, Gitanjali ma'am, and Padmani ma'am for arranging this session on such a short notice. And I am so blessed, thankful that we kick-started with such a great event and looking forward to hold more sessions with PanIIT Alumni India.
Thank you.
Right, sir. Thank you
And
very
thank you,
much.
Rakesh, sir, for joining the session. Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody. And
Thank
see
you.
you all.
Bye. See you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.